Hi, my name is Blake Campbell with Mossy Nativ Nurseries. Today we're out here on a local client's piece of property and we're doing some habitat restoration projects. Over the past 6-7 months we've been working on this place. We've already met with them, got their goals and objectives, and now we're actually out here doing some groundwork. One of the things that we're doing at this particular time, as you can tell, there's about a 30 to 40 yard wide strip of pines and native grasses beyond me here. Now what that actually does is that's going to serve as a barrier from the road that's adjacent to that stand. What we're doing is we're wrapping that barrier all the way around this field here. This is about an 80-acre block, and they want this to serve as a recreational area where they can come out with their friends and family and spend a full day on the weekend and really enjoy themselves. So the first phase that we're doing here is planting pines and native grasses about 30 to 40 yards wide along here. We planted our pines on a 7x9 spacing, and we've offset them. So where there's 2 pines, there's also one in between it on the row behind it. And that's going to help with the screening effect. The purpose of the native grasses up under there is once those pines get about 7 or 8 foot tall, they'll start pruning off their lower limbs at the bottom. Those native grasses are going to sustain about 4 to 6 foot tall, so it's also going to give you some ground cover. Now one of the things that you got to consider is when you're planting, obviously you can't plant pines under a power line. So what we've done with that is we've come in with some of our rapid mass seedlings at Mossy Nativ Nurseries. They'll grow extremely fast and good root system. That way they can get up to where we want them to be. Some of that we've chosen to plant up under those power lines is going to be the Chickasaw plums. Chickasaw plums take on that screening effect. They give off white blooms in the spring and early summertime, so aesthetically it's going to look good from the road as well. So if you can imagine it, it's going to be Chickasaw plums back with native grasses and loblolly pine. We may also throw a few American beauty berry in there to kind of diversify everything. Some purple berries and that neon green foliage. That's a pretty popular shrub. Now, the landowners are really interested in quail on this place, and with quail you want a lot of diversity. You want a lot of strips and patches, so to speak, different types of microhabitat. So one of the things we're doing is we're putting native grass strips in with hardwoods, pines, just really diversifying the piece of property as to how we're doing it, kind of restoring that old fence row style that there used to be. Now, blend that we've chosen to plant for quail is going to be Mossy Oak Biologics Whistleback. It's got some native grass seed in there, sunflowers and different things like that, so it's going to bloom and be great aesthetically as well as beneficial for your quail and dove and turkey and some other species that's already on the piece of property. We came in about 8 months ago and put this lake in here. We left a lot of structure in the lake. It's got shelves, and so on top of some of those shelves, we got pea gravel for brim beds and different things like that. And the landowners have a layout of the map, the architecture, what it actually looks like. That way they'll know the sweet spots or honey holes to fish. Now beyond me here, you can see this old home site up on the hill. And we kind of want to restore that old site. It's pretty neat. And it's up on the hill, so it's going to be one of the top viewpoints that folks can see once they're inside this recreational area. So what we chosen to do with that is we're going to put some fruit orchard in. We're going to put about 100 different fruit trees in there. We're going to use some of our wild deer pear, which is extremely popular, some native things such as Chickasaw plum and crab apple. We're also going to come in with some different type pears, persimmons, and different things like that. Fruit trees are great. We don't just love them, but wildlife love them as well, so that's going to be pretty neat. We're probably going to drill some clover, some clover plus or something like that up under them. Look really good. So now as we drop down on the back side of this levee, it's kind of more of a bottomland. We pulled our soil samples and we came through and planted some of our rapid mass seedlings, such as water oak, overcup, nuttall, willow oak, and so on. And one of the things that we did when we planted this whole area here that we're looking at now is we did random planting, so we call it. We brought all of our trees out here, took an average spacing about 25 feet apart, brought the trees out here, and we just grabbed trees and started planting them. We didn't have any particular species or spacing. That way to kind of keep that natural or native effect, to give off that native landscaping appearance. So that's going to kind of wrap up this whole acre of recreational area. They'll be able to come in the gate here, enjoy themselves in the fruit orchard, the lake, and be screened by the barrier that we've put in. Let's take a ride around the corner and look at the cabin. We did some native landscaping along the driveway I think you'd like to see. Let's go check that out. So here we are at the gate, the main entrance to the cabin, where we did some native landscaping. And this is kind of where all this starts. As you can imagine, you're pulling up to this gate here, and they have problems with folks just driving up and stopping and looking out across here in this duck pond, staring at all the ducks that's out here. They're putting pressure on the ducks, and also if you want to come in here and hunt, you don't want somebody pulling up to your honey hole or duck pond. So what we're going to do is do a screen across here. We're going to do some bottomland hardwoods, nuttall and willow oak and things like that. This pocket over here, right when you come in, we've already planted some cypress trees along the edge. You can see our tree protectors are on those. That's one thing that we wanted to do. We was a little late protecting them. We lost 2 of them to the beavers. We put those protectors around there and we ain't lost one. You can tell they're already starting to green out. So it's protecting them from the beavers. And we're going to wrap this whole side here with some hardwoods. That way it'll be, I guess, kind of like hunting in flooded timber along this edge. And it's also going to give that screen effect at the same time. On this corner here we planted a overcup live oak. One of our hybrid oaks, extremely popular at Native Nurseries, and you can tell it's already taken off. So that's just one really cool oak. It's going to crown over into the duck pond and drop acorns, which the ducks love as well. Now, right when you turn this corner here, they wanted to give off that wow appearance to folks visiting or coming in for the weekend. So that's what we're trying to do with some native landscaping. Some of the species that you're going to see as we come down here is going to be red buckeye, oak leaf hydrangea, American beautyberry, strawberry bush, and just some different ferns. It already starts right here to the right. Now, you'll have to keep a good eye because, like I said, we want to make it look as natural as possible. To start with, here's one of the red buckeyes blooming right here. We came in about a week ago and planted this. It's giving off some red flowers and blooms. This one right here, it's one of the oak leaf hydrangeas, and all out through here we got different things that's going to flower at different times of the year. That way when folks are coming down this drive all the way to the cabin, they're not so rushed to get into camp. They're going to take their time and look down both sides of the road. You can see the buckeyes down here to the right, and again, we want to make it look as natural as possible. We use this ditch area to put some ferns and different things that would thrive well along here as well. So you can imagine this full of red and pink and white flowers. That's the kind of landscaping appearance that we tried to give off.